So I always love visits to Mosier Family Chiropractic here in Salem because Dr. Chris Mosier doesn't just give adjustments or the traditional type of chiropractic work that most of us think about. I always learn something when I come here. Last time we talked about giving adjustments to infants and newborns and pregnant women. So talk about, before we get started on some of the interesting things that you have, we're in a podcast studio. We'll explain that in a second. Talk to me about some of the services that you offer here.
Well, we see very young to, well, less than young, okay, which is awesome. But we've developed a podcast, which is we're actually in the room right now, and it's a way of really getting the story out there, allowing people to learn more about chiropractic and what we can do.
And so you're working through something through your podcast, and I know you're active on Facebook as well, and you're calling it Story Worth Sharing. Explain to me what that is.
Yes, so we all have a story worth sharing, and sometimes in especially today's culture, so many people feel like they don't matter. And when you listen with great intent, you're not just saying, "Oh, hey, it's nice to hear your story." You're screaming, "I hear you. I value you." And so when a patient comes in, like I had a nurse earlier this week say, "Hey, my restless leg syndrome is going away." And when I say restless leg, I mean she would just shred her sheets because she would flail around so much. And she said, "Yeah, I don't have to go buy new sheet sets every 2-3 months." And so we got her out, we took a picture, and we were so excited about her story. Even though we see hundreds of folks, I could just be lackluster about it and go, "Oh, that's cool, we're awesome, see you later." No, I make sure she knows that she is valued. You think about the Titanic story, where the ship goes down, right? And so many lives are lost, but later years we find out, oh, the lifeboats were half full. And to us, with chiropractic, we view that we're the lifeboats. We want to get people in the lifeboat so we can change their lives. So we've developed a podcast. That way, not everyone can get here, right? There's only so many I can see in a day. But if they can learn how to take care of their spine at home, and that's what we want to do with the YouTube and the podcast and all the social media outlets. So as an office, the theme of the year 2022 is story worth sharing, making sure that people know they're valued. Now the podcast and the YouTube channel, that's called Thriving with Chiropractic. And you can find that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can find it, of course, on YouTube, Facebook, really just about anywhere.
And I know that not a lot of physicians or medical professionals of any kind that I've seen are really taking that step. Why is it important for you to do that?
Well, so I'm adjusting someone and I tell them about a patient. I follow HIPAA compliance, of course, but I'll just say, yes, this patient had restless leg syndrome, or, oh, this patient had migraines and we've been able to help. And I'm talking to a person that's dealing with sciatica. So they only know that chiropractic can help with sciatica. They don't realize that I adjust folks with migraines, or I adjust kids that have ear infections. And so I figured I ought to teach them. And I can't spend time lecturing, giving a lay lecture, an hour and a half each patient visit. That wouldn't be efficient. So I decided, for efficiency, to really communicate, to allow people to know how to do something about it.
Well, it's so valued because, like I said, I learn something every time I come here. I almost feel like chiropractors are a mystery at this point because some of the things you just laid out, the ear infection, things like, I had no idea that chiropractors can do that. So for people looking for you specifically, how can they learn more? We know where to find you, where podcasts are available and online, but give me some more information about where people can contact you.
Well, there's the email list. We send out an email to everybody, and then you can really watch the show. So if you miss it, say you miss it on Facebook, you miss it on YouTube, just email us, mosierfamilychiropractic@gmail.com. We'll add you to the email list, and so every week you will get updated, and you won't miss a show.
Dr. Mosier, thank you so much.
Thank you.